Gina and Josh are ready. Lights up, let's go. Brunch back the magic, let the Disney fun flow. Catch the vibe, let the laughter ignite. Brunch back the magic, every Sunday's a treat. Friends together, our hearts skip a beat. Disney dreams woven with every sweet cheer. Pour another mimosa, let's toast to this year.
Oh yeah, Brunch back to magic.
Hello,
Welcome. Welcome everybody. I am one of your hosts. I'm Josh.
And I'm his sister Gina. And for those who are just joining us, welcome aboard. Welcome to Brunch.
We'll remind you that this is rated TV 14, kind of. I'm sure we'll kind of press the envelope a little bit, but it is TV 14. So if you're a younger viewer, have your parents' permission. We have had a great show today, Gina. I'm excited because we have a really cool special guest on here. We all love him. We all crack up at his antics and his videos on the Insta pages, as I call it. So without further ado, let's announce our guest. Right?
Okay. Yeah. I can't wait.
All right, folks. Some creators bring the magic. Colton brings the mischief. With a background in theater, a flair for the dramatic, and a green screen that should probably have its own agent, he delivers Disney content with a deliciously villainous twist. And he always says exactly what you're thinking and a few things you weren't ready for. Ladies and gentlemen, Colton.
Bob, stop crying, Bob. Oh my gosh. Being the CEO of Disney is not that hard. Okay. Bob, I gotta go. I'm on a thing. Okay. Stop crying. Okay, bye. You're gonna get replaced soon anyway. Okay, bye. Okay. Sorry, Bob Iger.
Yeah, he can't stop calling.
No, I know. He's always like, what am I doing? I'm like, I don't know. It's so awkward.
Well, it's better him calling you than Bob Chapek.
Yeah. Oh, I blocked him years ago. Oh, don't worry. Stalker.
I am so excited we have you because, like I said, I think in the description of the reel I posted, like we've obviously seen your reels. We've had the pleasure of talking to you outside of, the live Instagram, like and DMs, sliding into your DMs. But we had you on Podcast Party, and Podcast Parties we know is a lot of people talking. So have this hour to just get to know you, I think not only are we excited, I think everyone who's tuning in is also excited. So this is going to be a fun time.
I'm excited too. I feel like in this, whatever hour, I'm going to get canceled. So I'm so excited.
We're aiming for that.
If we get people canceled, you're okay.
People are going to be like, oh God, I didn't want to know any of this.
I would like to comment on all of our attire. Josh is going for the Hugh Hefner vibe in his satin jammies. Colton, of course, bringing his villain energy as Scar, and me in my Taco Bell bathrobe. I just feel like we're all so well suited for our vibe.
It's a very saucy outfit, Gina.
We're trying to get sponsored by Disney, Taco Bell, Playboy, if that's even a thing anymore.
Right. Is that even a thing? Do they still publish that?
No.
I was going to say, is Playboy even a thing anymore?
No, Hefner's son, I think, sold it to someone else because, he didn't want to do it.
Because I was hardcore Y2K. Gina was in Playboy attire all the time. Like everything with the Playboy bunny, I owned it. I had a cat carrier with the Playboy bunny logo. I was all about Playboy bunny.
Used to watch their reality show. My mom is probably so embarrassed that I'm even admitting that.
I have it on DVD.
Girls Next Door, is that what it was?
Because it was so funny. It was so funny. And then they did a documentary years later, and they were everything was bad, and that grotto is a cesspool. And I was like, well, duh. Duh.
Yes. How did we not know that? I watch Girls Next Door. I have them all on DVD. I absolutely love watching them with the commentary over top of the girls. That's one of my favorite things to do. My favorite movie to watch with director's commentary, if no one's ever done this, is Austin Powers. The first Austin Powers, watch it with
Jay Roach.
Commentary. Jay Roach, yeah. It is so funny. The extra information they give you. To me, it's almost like, it's hard to say better than the movie by itself, but it is so good. But I love watching Girls Next Door that way.
I would totally be down for a Girls Next Door, but Disney princess version. They did that on SNL. They did a skit where it was the Real Housewives of Disney.
Yes.
I was it would make so much money if it was just a parody show. You get some comedy people to do it. It would be brilliant. It would be so funny.
The Real Housewives of Golden Oak. There you go.
Yes, because there's a point where like Rapunzel punches Cinderella and she says, "Here comes midnight," and then she like hits her, and I said, "This would sell so much."
So funny. Cinderella was drunk because that was Kristen Wiig. She was
Yeah,
hilarious.
she was like, okay, so she was like, yeah, Aladdin spent all of his wishes. The last one was on a lap dance. And
Sarah said I'm giving
fell out.
Santa Claus vibes.
Yes,
I
with
was
Tim
like, what is this?
Allen.
Yeah, no, it's like Scott Calvin.
Do you want to know? No one talks about how there was murder in that movie. He murdered Santa. Like he straight up
Really
murdered
did.
Santa.
He
Like,
really
He
did.
no one
profited
talks
from
about
it. It's
it.
usually what happens with murder.
I get a lot of
there.
I get a lot of heat because I like the third one the best, which everyone thinks
I
like.
do too.
Oh, I love Martin Short.
Martin
so
Short. If I
good.
met Martin Short, I would say, I need you to adopt me. I
Oh my
need to
God.
be related to you. Because a
Mm.
movie, okay, there's a movie that most people don't remember that's him and the girl who played Matilda. It's called You Wish or I Wish or something. And he plays a fairy godmother, and he's terrible. He's just trash.
Oh my God.
And it also has Kathleen Turner when she had that really raspy voice before she sounded like she ate cigarettes for a living, but it's so good. And he'll have the wand and he just does this. He'll be like, and he just does all this physical comedy. And I am like, Martin Short, every award, he's so good physical comedy wise. If you do not watch Only Murders in the Building, you are wasting time.
I love that show.
Please
Oh
go
my
watch
God.
it.
We literally do a party for the first episode of like the season. It's called Only Dips in the Building, and everybody brings dips in honor of Oliver, and we all watch the premiere together.
Because he
But
performs.
one of my favorite Martin Short things though is Jiminy Glick. When he would do Jiminy Glick, like everything about it, the physical comedy of it, him of keep moving on his chair, and the funny questions he would ask. I wish that character would come back as like a regular talk show.
The way his acting style is like, so he's always at 100 in that show, and then like Steve Martin's kind of like at a sizzle, like more 75, and then Selena Gomez is giving you nothing. She is so like
Yes, Queen, give you nothing.
She literally is like, so there's a murder in the building. I'm like, Selena, you were on Wizards, girl. Turn it up a little bit. Like the way people do impressions of Selena, I go, she doesn't sound like that, and then I'll watch her in an interview and I go,
Isn't she like
she's
a
dead
billionaire
on.
now because of her makeup brand? She's
Well,
another
also
billionaire.
she married the man with the unibrow, like Benny Blanco or whatever. Here's the deal: if they ever need to donate to charity, spend money on who gets to shave that unibrow. They would make a killing. They would make a killing. Because I would be the first in line. I'd be like, sir,
Lottery.
just shave your unibrow. Like, just do that.
There should be two.
There should be two of them. Clear and separate.
Eyebrows. I also want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining
I
us.
like how there's a whole Fred Claus discussion in there.
Yeah, they're all talking
Fred Claus is good. It's just so sad.
I love that.
There's like
that's like Jack Frost. Jack Frost is so sad.
Oh, yeah. That's...
Or Arthur Christmas, like that one. It's animated. I weep during that one.
See, one of my favorite ones at Christmas time is Four Christmases. I love watching that because it cracks me and my family up. And my wife is always quoting the thing. He's like, yeah, he's really excited about the hug. Like, that's what she says every time. She's like, I'm going to give you a hug. He's really excited about the hug.
That's like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's a must.
That's a
like,
staple.
Because that is my family. Like
that's how you kick off the season.
When the old grandma comes in, she goes, "Is Rusty still in the Navy?" Like I lose that.
I always go,
Grace passed away 30 years ago. Great. Like that's the person I want to be when I get older. I just want to be so like in another realm, and everyone's just like, "There's Colton," and I'm at Disney like. Back in my day, pigs didn't fly. And they'll be like, well, they don't fly now. Well, back in my day, they weren't even close. You know, like, I want to be like that. So.
I love it. Like my favorite Christmas movie, I always say, now there's so many. There's so many classic Christmas movies, and I love them all for different reasons. But I love The Holiday so much with Cameron Diaz and Jude Law. It was the first movie I ever was like majorly attracted to Jude Law. Like, I love him. But the line from that I always say is when she's in the grocery store and the lady's like, someone's having a party. And she's like, oh, yeah. And she drinks out of the wine bottle in the store.
I was thinking of another movie when you said The Holiday. I was thinking of Last Holiday with Queen.
Oh my God,
Queen Latifah. We love that one.
Yeah,
it's a great hotel.
And I was like, and you're like, I love The Holiday. You know it. And I was about to say Queen Latifah, and then you said Cameron Diaz. I go, ooh, swerve.
Hey, Last Holiday. We were talking before we got on about Family Guy, guys. And Family Guy, the episode where he's talking about the Last Holiday. I love Last Holiday so much. That is such a great movie too. Absolutely put that on my list.
Literally, I'll be in like a situation and I don't know why, because it's not even that like memorable quote. But when she's like, "I'll take one of everything," and then the French waiter's like, "Two," and she's like, "Two, baby,
Too sweet.
and I'll say that sometimes, and I'm like, "There's no reason for me to say this line."
When I'm
No
in a restaurant,
substitutions.
yeah,
I like this one.
I say that in restaurants all the time. When my
Gerard
mom's like, "Do you think I could get this?" I go, "No substitutions. No
No
substitutions."
substitution. That's the thing that drives me nuts as a foodie. It's like somebody's like, "Can I get this without this?" And with if you don't have an allergy, stop it. Stop doing that to the kitchen.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I pretty much am good on anything. It's just three things that I cannot do on food. It is tomatoes. I can do ketchup. I can do tomato sauce. I just can't do tomatoes. It's a texture thing. Don't ask me. We will not take questions at this time. Mushrooms. No, I mean I like a good mushroom, but a different kind of and then
am I hallucinating this or
and then olives. Like there are people who will pop olives like grapes, and I'm like I can't do it.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're one of those people.
The only time I could do an olive is in a martini, but I'm not even eating it. Like I'm
gonna tell you that I will eat a jar of olives. I love mushrooms. Tomatoes I didn't like when I was younger. I couldn't touch them when I was pregnant.
Listen.
When I was pregnant, I said I couldn't touch them. Tomato. They're not like in my top food groups, but I do love a caprese. But yeah, those are the things that I
love all those things, but I'll be honest with you. There's the only thing that grosses me out, and Clint does this. He'll get those blue cheese olives and put them in a drink. Like I go, that wet cheese in a drink. Sorry, people are like, "Oh, it's good." I'm like, "Nope."
No wet
sorry. It's like first of all, you don't even need to put anything in martini. Just leave it out. Like just like pull it out. You don't need it. I'll just drink it back, like hard, just shot back. And the funny thing is about me, the three drinks that you will always find in my hand at some point is a whiskey or a margarita, like old fashioned, a margarita, or a espresso martini. And the thing is, I was at a like Christmas thing, and my boss came to me the next day, and he goes, "Hey, so when we were wrapping up and we got the bill, we noticed that there was a lot of espresso martinis. The problem was when we went to because it was at Topgolf, and he goes, when we went to every bay, there was an espresso martini half like drank. So basically what I did was I ordered it at one station, drank a little bit, went to another station, ordered another one. And by the time it wrapped, there was like a line of espresso martinis. And he was like, "You didn't finish them." And I was like, "Oh." And so I was like, "Well, I'm not paying for them." Sorry.
Those weren't good. I was playing Goldilocks.
Yeah.
This one was a little too warm.
No, so Mark's is apparently with you on the tomatoes and the ketchup. And Missy just said, which I agree with, raisins. I don't like warm raisins. When we used to go to the tea at the Grand Floridian and they would give you that little scone, I would pick every single raisin out. I was like, I don't like
Grand Floridian must be nice. Hey, big spender. I literally
the bougiest part about me is my love of the Grand Floridian.
Here's the deal. When I go to the Grand Floridian, I do a little bit of hooking. I'm just like, "Oh, is there someone here that could help me with my room?" Because people always say, "Show your legs." It's not about the legs. It's about the arms. It's about the wrists.
I just love it there. I just love it there
Yeah,
so much. I am such a conundrum. I'm at Five Below or the Grand Floridian. Those are the two places you can find me because Dollar Tree lost me when they started overcharging for everything. Once they went above $1.
I will say I'm always at a Pop Century because when I saw that the bed goes into the wall, I said, "This is my kind of place." Okay. I love it.
I could have more floor room if I want.
Yeah, and sometimes
what's your activities?
If you want that coffin feel, like that Dracula feel, you just have so much butter on you. It's the best. You're like, "Oh,
yeah,
good for my back."
Good Murphy bed. I love a good Murphy bed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
Blueberries. So Mr. Blueberries. I can't eat. Here's a weird thing about me. I don't like raw blueberries because, and I know what Josh is going to say as soon as I say this because it's a great segue for him. I feel like biting into a blueberry when it's raw is like biting into a zit. It's just like that. I don't like that texture. It's like. And I knew Josh would point out the other guest on our show today.
I can't see it. Is there a pimple?
I don't know what's left of it. It's like an ingrown hair, but it looks horrible.
Oh, I can't see it. I want to know if you point it out. Well, I mean, every time I wake up, I feel like the old woman from Titanic. That's like, it's been 84 years. So I literally, obviously I pull my like tape back a little bit and just make sure my eyes are a little bit more Joan Rivers, just a little bit more pulled up. So
that old lady from the Titanic. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. She threw that thing over there. She couldn't have given that to her family.
Pissed. I'm still mad about that to this day.
I was like, So
Unacceptable.
you're like,
Push her
here,
over.
throw it in the ocean. This guy's
All-
been
all-
looking for it. You screwed
All
him
for
over and your whole
Leonardo
family.
DiCaprio. All for Leonardo DiCaprio.
And
But,
the other
like-
thing is, like, your family, how were they living their whole life? Like, you were sitting on this big ass stone.
It's not even like she was just on a random cruise ship and was like, "Oh, I wanted to return this to the ocean and threw it over." She was on the boat with the people that were
And she
trying
lied.
to find this. And
She
it's
lied
like,
the whole time. That's diabolical. When they were like, we've been trying to find
The
this
real
thing,
villain.
and she's like, I don't know where it is.
I
And
just
then,
came
like,
to see the
last part,
nudie
she's like,
picture of me.
She throws it, but there's a deleted scene where they actually find her. Like they find her before she throws it, and it was going to be the end, but they changed it. And she was like,
Threw her over
"No one's
instead.
gonna have this. No one's gonna." And I was like, I would have pushed her over right then and there. I shot her on
Right.
sight. Shot her dead on sight.
She is the real villain of the story. It's not Billy Zane. She is the real
Well, how do
villain.
you
of
know
the
her,
story.
like, her family
Real
life,
villain.
day to day, they weren't, like, struggling and stuff, and they're like, oh, we got to take care of grandma and all this stuff, and they're like, you had what? And they're like, we could have put you in a home years ago.
Well, here's the deal. Billy Zane, that scene where they talk about what happened to him, she says it in the most petty way ever, and I love it. She goes, he had all this money, and then the stock market crashed of like something 1 decade, and she goes, and then the next thing I know, he put a pistol in his mouth. I'm so record. I'm like, oh my god.
Like, rewind.
So she was a
Rewind.
heartless slut, basically, and she
Well,
had
I
no
mean-
regard for her family.
Here's the deal. If Leonardo DiCaprio came to me, which granted, I'm not a woman and I'm not under the age of 25, so he will have no interest in me. But but if he said, can I paint you or can I draw you naked? I'd be like, first of all, I don't know you. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know you like that.
Offered. She offered. He didn't even ask
Yeah.
her. She said, "Draw me like one of your
Wearing
French
this, wearing only
And then
this.
they do the handprint, and I'm like, imagine working at this like Titanic and you see that, and you'd be like, oh my god,
And
y'all, like,
banging in the
keep-
back of a
keep it-
stagecoach."
golly, ugh.
What if he
There's
took it off? She was
children
like,
on
"Ew,
board."
gross." Put it back
Oh my
on.
God.
But here's the deal. Everyone says, oh, Billy Zane was terrible because he took a random kid and got on the boat. Here's the deal. I would do the exact same thing. I did the
I
exact
wouldn't even
same
take
thing.
the kid.
No, I'd be like, this is my child. This is my
Throw him
child.
back. There's more room now.
Like,
Oh, God.
the one thing about me y'all need to know is I will use anything in my power to get me to something else. And some people will say that's a little too crazy. Here's the deal. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So
Right,
I've
fair.
been in situations where I'm like, I remember one time we were at Carol Burnett. I saw it with my grandmother. And
Amazing.
I was using every excuse in the book to try and get me backstage. It did not work. Carol said, no, I see crazy in your eyes. So she said, no, but I tried everything I could. I even used my grandma. I said, she's not gonna
You're
make
like, we have a secret signal though. She was pulling her. And she was totally pulling
He's
her.
like, I used my grandma. You used her as a human shield, like pushes by security. Here, take
yeah,
grandma.
I'm like, we don't know how many years she has
Grandma!
left. And my grandma's like, I'm fine. Like, shut up, grandma.
Have you ever seen the movie Office Christmas Party? I like T.J. Miller.
Yeah.
I've seen the skit
I've-
on SNL, but I haven't
There's
seen
a girl comedian there. She's like a heavier set woman, and she cracks me up. She's yelling every time I hear the word Carol. I think of the scene in the movie. She's yelling, and it's the girl's name is Carol, but she thinks it's the old lady on the corner. She's like, Carol, Carol, just keeps yelling. That's what that reminds me of.
If you need to see like Carol Burnett in a new show, it's called Palm Royale. It's on.
Oh yeah, I
TV.
haven't checked that. And John Stamos is on that.
Yeah, well,
It's gonna be on season 2.
season 2. Okay, because I was like, it's Ricky Martin in the first season, and then
Yeah.
it's Laura Dern. It has Allison Janney, and then it has Kristen Wiig. And Kristen Wiig is so funny, but Carol Burnett is pretty much like kind of in a coma for the whole.
That's what the weird part is.
I say that every time I get on the airport or like in the
Right.
airplane. I'm like, help me on board.
We do that all the time.
It's like when I go to Disney and I'm at that, Grand Floridian. I'm like,
Stove.
"Help me on board."
Stove.
No, but she's like in a coma for most of the series, and then she gets out of it. And the physical comedy that Carol Burnett does when she's like almost hitting 100, I was like, y'all, that's the dream. I just want a job. I have no lines. I get to just do physical
Weekend at
comedy.
Bernie's.
And it's funny. It's funny.
Yes, that's amazing. I need to check that out because that is such an amazing cast. I do, and I'm guessing John Stamos might be a gynecologist in the second season because
Here's
the
deal.
ad I saw was either very inappropriate or he's a gynecologist because it looked like he was.
My thing is this: John Stamos can either sink your ship or help it. And in the words in the topic of Scream Queens, that's a show that was so good. First season, hilarious. Second season, he joined, tanked. And they also had
Or it got
Kirstie
Stamos.
Kirstie Alley, may she rest in peace. And Kirstie Alley, Kirstie Alley, sorry. But I was so sad because I was like, oh, John Stamos is gonna be great. And when I was watching that season, I was like, so I'm like, I don't know. I hope it doesn't tank it.
Yeah.
Is Kirstie Alley dead?
Yeah.
Mhm. She's
And
dead,
Carol
like,
Burnett's still alive? That's
Well,
like the complete reverse. I had no idea about either. I was
Well,
like, I thought Carol Burnett was
here's
dead.
the deal. Here's the
Yeah,
deal.
it was
She
still
joined
alive.
Weight Watchers, and ever since then went downhill. That's why I don't do Weight Watchers. You know.
That's
Well,
why I don't watch
that's like
it.
I probably took Ozempic. That just withers you away, and you're like, okay, eventually you're a
But the
skeleton.
best Kirstie Alley movie ever is It Takes Two with the Olsen twins.
Oh, I love that Steve
The
Gutenberg.
best
It's
movie.
so good. Although I am a big Look Who's Talking fan also. And then there's another movie she's in, I'm pretty sure, where it's like she accidentally, her husband accidentally, or her the guy she's having an affair with dies during sex. I got to think what that movie is.
Oh.
It's really bad.
Typical
But
Tuesday.
I love It Takes Two. I love it. Sloppy Joe's, right?
I quote that line where she goes, "All this money and you people eat slugs."
I love that movie.
And I think that was
She died like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
Where was
3 or
I?
5. 3 or 5. Well, I mean, you were probably. I mean, that was the year that I feel like everyone was dropping like flies. Like we had, like,
2022,
boom,
yeah.
boom, boom. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Was that the same year that Betty White died? Because Betty White died roughly around 2 to 3 years ago. It was like the day of New Year's Eve. So she missed it because People Magazine.
That sounds about right.
People Magazine does this every year, and they're about to do it with Dick Van Dyke, and I'm getting so mad. They'll be like, "Oh, we have the cover of his 100th birthday issue."
You
and
know
then,
what? She died on December 31st, 2021. Betty White.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
kind of
Like,
20.
Just she's like, just to spite you, Colton. Like a
But-
day
well,
before.
the
Couldn't make
number
it
one thing
midnight.
that I loved about Betty White is she'd always say, "I was born before sliced bread," and she's like the only person who could really say that. And
Right?
she was like, "I've seen it all. I don't want to see anymore."
Tony
What
said he
was
thought
with
she died
Bob
in
Barker?
2016.
The meme with Bob Barker saying when he died at 99, he got closest to $1 without going over
Okay.
whenever he got to 99.
Guys,
Oh my goodness.
I believe in the Matrix. And I'm telling you, Bob Barker has died 3 times in my lifetime. I remember vividly, just like Dr. Ruth has died at least twice.
Drank
I'm
a
like,
lot.
I know this person already died. Like,
Here's the deal. We already know who killed Bob Barker. It was the dog or a cat, because after every episode, he would always be like, "Stay near
Spay
your
or
pets. That dog is sniping." He was like, boom. He said, "Bob Barker." Bob Barker.
Barker. Yes, that's it. That's it. Mm-mm. That is it.
Oh
That is
my
it.
God.
But seriously, I'm telling you, he's died 3 times in my lifetime. Also, you know who died? Rob Reiner. He died in my lifetime. Like,
yeah.
I'm telling you, I remembered vividly. I remember the whole.
He was
thing
great
they
in
do
Dickie
on-
Roberts.
I saw a tweet about Julie Andrews turning like another year older, and I swore the way it looked like a memorial post, and I was like, the day we lose Julie Andrews,
Yeah.
it will be a
I
very
think I
dark
saw
day.
you had something on your story, I think, about that.
Yes.
Because I said
Yeah,
the
I
same
said-
thing. I was like,
There's
I think,
nothing
like,
worse than seeing a
no.
celebrity you like trending on X, and you're like, what?
Yes, because I think the reason why I thought it was because it was like a side profile and it was in black and white, and I was like, you never post a
Oh,
photo in
goodness.
black and white unless it's a memorial post.
Right.
And I was like, oh my god. And I was literally at the Aldi's. I was getting some grapes, and I was like, oh my god. And then I literally clicked on it. It was like, she turned 90 something. I was like, you guys have to stop this. I can't.
So he started eating his grapes.
When we thought we were going to lose Dolly,
I was eating olives.
Kind of was like, Dolly's not doing good.
That's
I
what
was
Callie
like,
just said.
"Guys,"
Not Julie, not Dolly.
I said, if the day Dolly goes, we have no reason to be nice anymore.
Do we
have no
think we
reason to be
believe the rumor about Dolly Parton that she has hands covered in tattoos and she wears gloves with fake nails?
No,
attached to them?
I think she's admitted. She says the reason I wear gloves is because I don't like the veins on my hands.
Yeah.
Like, she literally just wears them to look younger in the
It's
hands.
so
Dick
wild.
Van
to
Dyke
think,
has like
these
6
gloves
days
with fake
before he
nails.
turns 100, so he's
And-
got to make it.
And people will screw it up at the last minute because they'll post that image of his cover and then he'll die the next day.
So sad.
They did that with Betty, and I'm like, guys, y'all gotta stop until they actually turn 100. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to look at it. I
My
don't-
wife's grandmother lived with us, and she died at 102.
Tell them about her birthday party, Josh.
Oh yeah, so her 100th birthday, I went around and made pictures for all the tables in my house. Like, I put a picture in the middle, but it was a picture from history, and it was my mom in them. So it was like the assassination of Lincoln, and she's sitting
She's sitting next
in-
to him at Ford
in the
Theater.
in Ford Theater.
Put her
She
in
was
all
at the
these
building
moments.
of the pyramids. She was next to George Washington, his horse.
Yes.
As someone who was actually there at Ford's Theater, Lincoln was talking during the entire performance. So he was very rude. He was also very tall. As someone who's 6'2", you got to bend a bit. When you're in the seats, you got to do this. this, you know?
Oh
Trust
my
me,
God.
I know.
It
I always
was-
feel bad when I'm sitting in front of somebody.
Josh is like, do you want us to dig up any of your old boyfriends to invite them to your birthday party?
Who do you invite to 102 or
Oh.
100-year-old's birthday party?
Well, you
None of
want to
your
know
friends.
something?
Ray, she died 30 years ago.
My grandmother, she got to the point, and she wasn't even that old. She was like 84, and every year on her birthday, I'm like, "What are you excited for most?" And she goes, "I'm just ready to go to heaven." I'm like, "Oh my God!"
My mom used to say, "What do you want for your birthday?" She would say, "Not another birthday." That's what
Like,
she would
I'm
say.
good.
Not
I'm
another birthday.
good. But she's
84,
also
yeah.
she's also the woman that, like, when COVID was all going on, I'm freaking out because, like, I've gone through some traumatic events in my lifetime, but, like, this was a huge thing. And I'm like, I just want everyone to be okay. And I talked to my grandma. She goes, "Listen, I survived the Depression. I've seen many wars." She goes, I've spit on the grave of Adolf Hitler. I'm good. Like, I'm like,
I threw a diamond necklace off the edge of a ship.
she goes, I'm good.
Find that,
I'm
Billy
good."
Zane.
He said, Colton, it's been 84 years.
She goes, "If they didn't kill me then, they're not going to kill me now." I'm like,
Oh
"Oh my God,
I mean,
Grandma."
she's probably right.
Well, one of the things I wanted to do on this, we want to get the Colton origin story. So tell us a little bit about your background, Colton. I know you said you have a theater background, that you were a theater kid. So
Yeah.
give us a little story about Colton.
Okay, well, I was born in a very dark and stormy night in the Forbidden Fortress. My mother is Maleficent. My father is Hades. No, just kidding. So I born and raised in Texas, and I will just answer right now. No, I do not know how to. No, I don't know how to ride a horse. No, I don't ride a horse to school. The only time I use y'all is when I'm making a joke because I don't use that word every day. I don't own cowboy boots and I don't own a cowboy hat. I think I've been to the rodeo twice in my life. And that was enough. You got a pretty mouth, boy. No.
I bet you pray real good.
Yeah. So no, I both my parents literally grew up in the probably the funniest household. One, because my dad, like, I totally believe I get my humor from my dad. And for those of you who don't know, I lost my dad like 5 years ago. But he literally was never met a stranger, could literally entertain people, never did theater, just was a good communicator, could tell stories. And I got my comedic timing from him. And I think I learned it from an early age in my home. And then I grew up doing a lot of theater and music because, let's face it, I was not a sports person. I think a lot of people saw me and they go, "You're 6'2", you must be really good at sports." No, I'm not. I could be. I just don't want to. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Because, like, the way, and I find it funny that when people are like, "Oh, Disney adults are so weird," some of y'all are paying thousands of dollars to go see a team that does not know you exist. Like, literally doesn't, and you're watching a bunch of men in tights. Let's say that. But I love theater and musicals, if we're gonna, because I did music too, because it was so freeing to step on a stage and not be you for a few hours. Like, you get to be a completely different person, which was always entertaining for me. And as someone who maybe had a rough childhood in school just because kids are mean, it was a way to just kind of let that drama behind, and then you get to tell the story and be this character for a minute. And I also loved connecting with people emotionally, whether it was humor, whether it was like an emotional scene, just allowing people to experience those emotions collectively in a space together. And then also, I feel the closest to my father when I'm on stage, like 100%. Like, anytime I'm on stage, I feel like he's right there with me. And yeah, some of the best roles I've ever played. Spoiler alert for those who have not seen Wicked 2, skip. I'm giving you your time to skip, so don't spoil it for you. But I was the Scarecrow, so I always say I played Fiyero before Fiyero was even a thing. I have been able to play some Disney characters here and there, and it's been fun. So yeah.
When did your love of Disney really kick in? Like, can you remember your first time that you really fell in love with Disney?
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to go to Disney in kindergarten. So my parents took us when we were very little. I have the privilege.
Was it Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World. So Disneyland, here's the deal. It's great. It's wonderful. It has a lot of historical value. But I just feel like for the money you're spending, I'd rather go to Disney World. That's just me. Don't come for
Same.
me. We're all
Same. I
friends
think that's
here.
this entire chat. Same.
But like we just go to Disney World a lot. And we
Right.
had my aunt's family, we would all go together. And some of my best memories were just being at Disney with my family, whether it's my immediate
Love it.
family or my grandparents, my cousins. And the one of my favorite memories of all time was going to see, I think, Fantasmic for the first time, because Fantasmic, even though you're like kind of herding through people and it's a cluster to get in that stadium, when you see that show for the first time and you see Maleficent's dragon, or you see just how these images are being brought up on the water fans, and it's just so mesmerizing. It like, as a performer, I'm like, I can't do that because I'm clumsy AF, but I would totally do some, like, I want to be on that boat with the little like things.
Yeah.
Like, dun,
Little
dun,
streamer.
dun, dun.
And like that it lends to like same thing about musicals. Is it's like that song, you can't hear it without it like giving you some
Yeah.
kind of feeling. Like even if you didn't enjoy Fantastic the show, like
Mhm.
that song just immediately conjures up the like the visions of Mickey and the whole production, and it's just so uplifting. By the way, Brett from Brett and Lauren, Brett who does his Stitch videos, he said he was the Scarecrow in 7th grade, and everyone's pretty much agreeing with us in the chat about Walt Disney World. Now, another question I had for you was, were you immediately at that time, you feel like you lent towards the villains, or was that something that kind of changed as you got older? Do you remember who like your favorite character was when you were little?
So I think my favorite character when I was little, because I think the reason I got into villains, honestly, for the 6 seasons, I know there's 7 seasons of the show, but I don't qualify the 7th as something I recognize, is Once Upon a Time. I loved
Yeah.
the whole ability of saying, hey, all these villains that you've known for years were not really villains. They became
Right.
it. So I always quote, villains are not born, they're made.
Yeah.
And I've had the privilege to meet Lana Parrella, who's the evil queen, who's one of the nicest people ever. And I love this whole thing of like, the evil queen was not evil. She was
Right.
made evil. And there's all these circumstances. And so it got me thinking, like, all these characters that we've known for years that we're immediately supposed to hate, what is their backstory? Why are they this way? And that's why I liked the villains, because I'm like, here's the deal. In stories, you're always supposed to have the hero, you're always supposed to have the villain, and both of them have the same story. They just respond to it differently. So the hero could go through some really tragic stuff, but will say, I'm going to spare others from that. I'm going to do things so that no one else goes through what I went through. I'm going to protect people. And the villain does the same thing, but they say, because I went through this, I'm going to take it out on everyone else.
It's the genius of Wicked. The
Yeah.
whole concept that it was like, when you really go back, if Wicked had never been created and we just saw the memes that people were making going, wait a minute, was Glinda a good witch when you really think about this? Like, you have to think like, wait a minute. So this woman, a house fell on her sister. You stole her shoes. That's all she wanted back was like, give me my sister's shoes. And then it's like, she's wicked. And that does lend to the idea that some people that we've never known, people project, like, you get that impression from someone else saying like, oh, there's plenty. Me and Callie talk about time. We talked about on our villains episode, how many villains that you're like, they were not the villain. That is not fair. They were not the villain.
I think if you're talking strictly like Snow White, like if you're going back to Once Upon a Time, like she loses her mother, she loses her father, all these things get stripped away from the one person that she thought would care for her. She still has kindness. She still tries to redeem her. She still tries to help people. Whereas the evil queen's like, I lost the love of my life and I'm going to take it out on the person who I think is the reason why he's dead.
Right.
And that's the entire premise. And so it's like, you both go through tragic times, but you both respond differently.
Absolutely.
And to answer your question, I think my favorite Disney character before villains was, honestly, I was obsessed with Donald Duck. Like not for the anger issues. I just thought Donald was so cool. And I loved that he was just this like physical comedy, like very like showboaty person. Yeah. And you never knew what he was saying. I was like, love it. that or Pluto. I think I was obsessed with Pluto too. I was like,
well, speaking of Disney characters, I think Josh has a game that he wants to play.
So we're going to play a game, and this game is called Disney Secret Santa. Okay, so then this game, what we're going to do is we're going to take a character that's gifting a Secret Santa gift to another character, and you tell us what you think this gift would be that they're giving to the other character. Okay.
This kind of
Right.
lends into villains because some of these might be characters that we think are good, but maybe when it comes to Secret Santa, maybe they're a douche. Because I know the first one and I immediately think what I'm going to pick for my answer.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the first one is Winnie the Pooh gifting Piglet. Okay. So for this one, what is your answer, Colton? You can get a minute to think about it if you need
Oh,
to.
I already know it.
Okay.
Pooh is giving Piglet a Colt 45 because Piglet is scared of everything. And I'm sorry, but like Piglet needs a gun. He needs a gun at this point.
Why did
I thought it was a 40.
No,
a beer? I'm gonna say Colt 45. Like that's what I was thinking, like a beer.
no, I'm thinking a gun. I don't know if that's the right term. Right, name of it. But like, here's the deal: Piglet is always scared, and the 100-acre woods is kind of sketchy. Like, if you don't know your way around the woods, like they have that gopher that always comes up from the ground. Boom, you know.
I think that Pooh is giving Piglet a honey baked ham.
Wow, that's dark, Pooh.
That's like very like Silence of the Lambs. Like, here you
Right,
go.
I know, but I also feel like he's gonna be like, "Oh, you don't want that? That's fine. I'll take it. I'll just eat it myself." You know.
Now I just need Jim Cummings to do the monologue where he's like, "I ate his liver with a nice fava beans."
the dream.
Oh,
Can we
that's
have him on
a
the show and play this game? Yes, I love it.
Oh,
Josh,
Baldo.
do you have an answer?
Sure. So I think it's a CD, but the CD is from the group Green Jelly from back in the day, and they had that song called "The Three Little Pigs." I think it's that
Okay.
CD.
Okay.
If you haven't heard the song, go look it up.
I have not heard the
Okay.
song. I will have to look it up. All right.
So second one we'll go into is Sebastian and Prince Eric. What is Sebastian giving Prince Eric as his secret Santa gift?
I immediately know my answer.
I'm anxious to see what the chat thinks too. Like, you know, as far as
The answer is, you want me to go first this time?
yes.
Crabs.
Perhaps.
I was gonna say a book that that explains the American Sign Language system because I mean
Oh God.
he was talking.
The answer is
so
obviously fish porn because the guy was
Yes,
trying to get with a
ASL.
mermaid. It's fish
tentacles,
porn.
tentacles.
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
that's
literally
so-
crap.
Tentacle porn.
Yeah.
No, literally, I'm just like, Sebastian, give him some duct tape because he was talking so much. I'm like, Ariel was just trying to explain it to you, bro, and you weren't listening. Like, come on.
Yes. Apparently,
It's
Missy
just
had the
be
same
happy
thought I
she
did.
doesn't
Callie
talk.
said Vanessa's number.
Be happy she doesn't talk, dude. Actually, you know what he's giving him? It's probably a big box of weed because he's got that Caribbean accent, and I'm sure that Sebastian's down with that. So there you
Yeah.
Oh, buff, buff, bass.
go. Life under the sea is better than anything they got up there.
That's a good Sebastian.
That's good.
Thank you. All right, so is there any answers in the chat on this one?
Yes,
Vanessa's
Missy
number.
also said crabs, and Callie said Vanessa's number. It's so funny.
I like that. Okay, here's one for you. Cruella DeVille and Pongo.
Oh God.
Cruella DeVille and Pongo. So what would Cruella be giving Pongo as a secret Santa gift?
I don't know why these are
Mhm.
coming to me so fast. I didn't. Shock collar.
Can I go first?
A shock collar.
Sure.
It's one of it's like what's in the box, right? It's like here you go. It's one of your dead puppies.
Oh my
I was
God.
thinking the same thing, but Purdy's head. Just
Oh my God. You guys call me
What's
dark.
in the box?
And she's
What's
just over
in
here,
the box?
she's over here like, what's in the box? Pongo? What's in the box?
Oh my God.
Are we wearing your dog? Woof, woof.
My God, Glenn Close is like the best freaking Cruella DeVille, by the way. I freaking love her. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I was gonna say that, or just like a hole cut out, and she's just giving him the middle finger.
Yeah, that's my
Read
finger.
between the lines.
Oh God.
Gina, you already answered, right?
I did. I said a shock collar.
Oh,
So he
shock
can't go anywhere and she can, keep him where she needs him.
Okay, here's one. Cinderella to Merryweather.
But that
Okay,
what's
what's
her
the
face
secret?
look more like fawn?
Merryweather aged because her hair was black and now it's gray.
She definitely has the face of fauna. but the
Listen,
outfit is very
AI
different.
AI can only do so much, guys.
That's definitely a hybrid. Funny weather.
I think it's just a bunch of glass shards from the slipper, and she's like, "Ha!"
What do I?
I think it's a box of Ozempic. I really do. I think that's what it is.
This looks
Oh,
awful. That's because it's on you, dear.
oh yes, I love that. I love
It's
that
a
line
diet
so much.
donut.
That's the best. That's why Flora is gangsta. I don't even know what my answer to this one be. I'm kind of drawing a blank here, but
What's in the box?
moving on.
Moving on. Are we moving to the next one? Is there really nothing you can think of? All
I
right, here
can't
you
think.
go.
Cinderella's my favorite. I can't do her dirty.
Okay, here we go.
Oh
Scar
snap!
and Simba.
Speaking of
What?
what's in the box.
Exactly. I think we all probably have the same answer for this.
Mm.
I think it's probably Mufasa's taxidermied head. It's a little mountain thing. It's like, here you go. It's very Joffrey. It's very Game of Thrones. Like, say, you want to go out and see your dad's head on a pike? There you go.
Yeah.
I think this is going to
His
be an
tail.
interactive game, and it's going to be his tail. And he's like, "We're going to play pin the tail on your dad's corpse."
Oh no! Oh no! I think it's Pumbaa's head, and the card says, "No worries." I'm trying not freaking worrying about it.
Or a nice fedora, but it has Zazu's feathers on it, and you're like,
Oh yes.
"What happened to
Yes.
Zazu?"
This is
It's a
the
bird head.
worst Secret Santa. So basically, the idea is don't play Secret Santa with any Disney characters. They're all taking it down a dark road.
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
is Tim
goodness.
Burton's Disney.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, so the last one
Okay.
on here is Woody and Bo Peep.
We all know
Okay.
the answer to this.
Yes. It's in a box.
It's my Woody in a box.
His name is Woody.
Or it's just a boot and there's a snake in it. He's like, "There's a snake in my
Got a hole
There's a
in the
snake in my
box.
box.
and there's about to be a Woody in your backside."
Got a hole in the box.
But I like how that was early Toy Story, Bo Peep, because that new Toy Story, Bo Peep, she wouldn't be dealing with that.
No, I
She was
no.
she's a little
She got
turned out.
those cut marks on her. She's like,
I love that we all took this children's movie and the chat is agreeing. We're all thinking the exact same thing he would have given her for Secret
box.
Santa.
Step one, cut a hole in the box.
Was what I said.
and then if it was Buzz, he would just be like, "To infinity."
He's like, call me Buzz for a reason.
Buzz would have been a vibrator, but
That's what I said. It's getting it.
Which I will say this. When I had the Buzz Lightyear toy and they did that where it's like, he's got a karate chop feature, I go, mine doesn't. So why would you show that in the movie? But then the toy doesn't have that.
Yeah, right.
I was very upset.
oh my God, I can't.
All right, now this
He ruined it. He
this
ruined
next thing we're gonna do as well, and it's just gonna go through different. We're gonna kind of, I guess, prompt this.
Colton, do you have to stop at an hour? Okay, because we've learned we never ask anybody that, and then we're like, oh no, because we could keep going.
And we moved through that one pretty quick. So
yeah,
we did. So I was just
if
saying,
you have other questions, you can ask in between these. You can do that.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so White Elephant or Disney's White Elephant Party. Okay, so this is more villain centric. What would a villain bring as a gift for the White Elephant Party? Okay,
I feel like we did that on the last one. We turned everyone into a villain.
Basically, right? So we'll go through, and the first person we'll talk about is Captain Hook. Okay, so what would Captain Hook bring to a White Elephant Party as the gift he put in there?
Chat, feel free to drop your answers too.
Yeah, chat. What would Captain Hook bring?
Alligator boots.
Alligator.
Yeah, he finally got him, skinned it, dead alive, and just like they are like the coolest boots too. They're like,
I'm gonna go for naked pictures of Smee. See, naked Polaroid.
Josh, we are literally on the same wavelength. I was gonna say a one night with Shmi, and he's on that pole being like deadline special.
Hey, Kevin.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was just gonna say hookers.
I was thinking that too, Gina. Yeah.
Oh my god!
But how do you bring them to a white elephant party? It's like a gift card. I don't know, an OnlyFans membership.
No, it's
maybe.
just a bunch of hooks. That's all he's
Right.
he's calling it hookers.
Right.
Oh my goodness! All right, so the next one.
Itching
Claude
powder that he
Frollo.
scratches them all with his hook.
So
Ugh.
Claude Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. What would
Uh-huh.
he bring to the white elephant party?
I know a person he would bring. He would bring that guy who was always on Catch a Predator, who would be like,
Oh yes,
because Claude Frollo.
Was it Chris Hansen or whatever his
Yes.
name?
He's like, hi, this is Chris Hansen. What are you going to do with that pizza?
Who's that pizza for?
Because
You always come over here eating
Claude
pizza?
Frollo. Okay, here's the deal. People always ask me who's the most evil villain, and people assume I'm going to say Evil Queen Maleficent. No, it is Claude Frollo because
100%.
he was lusting after like a 16-year-old girl being like 50 years old, and he was trying to eradicate an entire like group of people. And using the church to do it.
And he was going to throw a baby into a well. Oh,
And
I
then
was going to say unused baby
part of
clothes.
the church.
A bunch of mint condition baby clothes because he's just going around killing babies.
And the only reason he didn't do that was because the Archbishop goes, the bells of Notre
Movie is
Dame.
so underrated. Josh and I will go on about it all the time. One of the best soundtracks.
Oh,
I
best
get
soundtrack.
it wasn't like a kid movie. That's why it didn't sell as well. Like the content was very like, I think, adult. But the stage show will forever be known as the greatest stage show in the history of Disney was the Hunchback of Notre Dame at MGM back in the day. And it was so freaking
I'm not fighting you. I think it is in top 5 best soundtracks of all time.
so good. So
100%.
good. Out There is like my jam. I will sing that at karaoke and convince myself.
Or in front of the fireworks.
The only thing I would like change in the movie, only thing, is when he's on the gargoyle and then the face changes and it's a demon. I would have died if it was just like, hey. And then as he falls, you just hear Dolly Parton's song go, baby, I'm burning out of control. I would have fell out.
Oh my God. That would have been amazing.
All right. So next one is Ursula. What would Ursula bring? I'm thinking that she brings Ariel's voice in that little shell necklace. That's what she brings.
Okay. That's fair. I was going to say, I bought Mom a really cute shirt on TeePublic that's like Ariel. It's Ursula as a judge on The Voice. It's like her sitting in one of the chairs for like The Voice. That's what I think I was going to say. The Voice on TV.
I think it would be a CD of her rendition of WAP by Cardi B. Get some tentacles and a mop for this. Or I always say,
it's WAO. It's like,
I would also put One Night with Vanessa, being like Red Line Special.
I love the Red Light Special has come up twice already in this show. That's like your go-to jam. I love it.
Or she brings a charcuterie board, but it's all sea creatures.
Okay,
great.
That's ceviche.
Ceviche.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. A little gift card to Red Lobster.
Or the CD of her singing with Ariel's voice. That's Mark and Stacy.
or for those of y'all who have this like kink, it could be Zaddy Triton. Red line special. Because the amount of times people ask me, they'd be like, what do you think about King Triton? And his beard, and he's just like... people ask me all the time, they go, what do you think about King Triton? I go, never thought about it. Doesn't do it for me, but hey, we don't king shame unless your king is king shaming.
But I mean, the body is rocking. I will say, he's got the voice, he's got the body. He's not like my top, because we all know my top is Robin Hood. That's my like... Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All day.
Very
He
boxy.
is so freaking hot to me.
I'm
and
more
then
of the
adult Simba. Like I always call it teenage Simba, which sounds like bad, but I feel like he is in that like teenage zone when they're walking across the log and he's flipping his mane and he's like,
I don't know about you, but if we're talking strictly Robin Hood, Nutsy always did it for me.
That's
5 o'clock and all is well. Oh my God.
it, Trigger.
But I have a whole Hear Me Out page on Ashley's Discord for her theme park tavern, and I post Hear Me Outs or like Do Mary Kills, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun talking there. But yeah, Robin Hood is number one for me above any prince. But my favorite prince is Prince Philip from Sleeping Beauty. I think he's the hottest prince, hands down.
Yeah, I've never really thought about the hottest cartoon yet, but I'll give it.
Yeah, right. Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit's probably the one that everybody comes to mind.
I'm not bad.
I'm just drawn that way. All right, Cruella DeVille. Cruella DeVille. What is she?
She's bringing her version of those Skims that have the fur on it, but it's Dalmatian fur.
The crotch hair ones, but it's Dalmatian hair. Oh God.
I was gonna say naughty lingerie.
The bra with a dog nipples.
Dalmatian naughty lingerie.
She's like, start early, kids. Pack of smokes.
Yes, exactly. I can see that.
It's a whole carton of Marlboros.
Reds. Or she probably smokes Virginia Slims. I feel like.
Oh, yeah. She's like, it's Cruella DeVille over here.
It's like those misty ones or something. It's got to be something weird.
Yeah, it has to be done tonight.
All right, so Maleficent.
Oh.
Maleficent, what does she bring?
She's bringing dragon eggs so I could be Khaleesi.
Mother of dragons.
That's one of the best scenes in that show is when all the fire comes down and her little eggs have hatched and she's like sitting there with them all on her shoulders. That is like one of the best.
And then it cuts to the music. Naked. Here comes the hurricane.
Here
comes the
hurricane. Josh, we need to just have a clip of Red Light Special that's on the cue on the button for Colton.
No, if it was Maleficent, I think she would give the person a sewing kit and be like, "Here's the started."
There you go. It's a spinning wheel.
Oh yeah, I
was gonna go with spinning wheel.
When I watched that movie for the first time, I was like, "Mom, can I get a spinning wheel?" And my mom goes, "What is this? The 1700s?" She's like, "No." She's like, "No." She's like, first of all, you can't do sewing with the actual sewing machine. Why would I get you like a 14?
Also, the fact that we had two childhood with spinning wheels, Sleeping Beauty and Rumpelstiltskin. It's like, you know what I mean? So Misty also said a book of etiquette and how a proper way to invite people to parties.
True, because I've gone on record and said if they just invited her to the baby's christening,
they literally invited everyone but her. I mean, it's petty, but like her response was petty. But I mean, I'm not mad at her. Again, was she the villain?
But also, if you take into consideration the Angelina Jolie story, which I don't always do that, she had a thing with the dad, and the dad was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take this and just go get like my crown, and that's it." And I'm like, "Burn that castle down. Take everyone, no prisoners." I understand.
I hear you. I hear you.
And the last one in this is Jafar.
Jafar's the gift he's bringing is just himself. Like, hey, it's Jafar.
I feel like Jafar and Dr. Facilier would make a great couple. I feel like the two of those would vibe together. Do you not see that? I can see them getting drunk at a party. I see that happening.
Yes, because the food they would make, the spices.
I feel like they're both drawn the same way with that long, slender head.
Yeah,
and skinny body and everything else.
I feel like they would. I feel like they would go for it.
Jafar, I just want the staff. Can I just have that staff? Because I just walking around being like, "What did you say about me?" And then the eyes closed.
Have you ever seen the clips people post of the Jafar like Barbie doll? You know what I mean, without his clothes on. And oh my God, the body they gave that thing is hilarious.
It was like red light.
I can't. Well, speaking of, you said that was the last one.
I think it's a boo. I think it's a boo in there. And he's like the monkey's
dead or
brain
alive.
Cracked open. just with a mallet in his head and a little bit.
No.
Oh my gosh, Indiana Jones.
Okay, so you said that was the last one on this one, right, Josh? So
Yes,
speaking of villains, let's bring up this topic that we had posted on our stories the other day about the idea that potentially they're bringing a haunted mansion, bar, and restaurant to Villains Land, which we stand firm that while I know the one on the ships is great, like that doesn't belong in Villains Land. Not only because it's location-wise, but they're not villains. Like I get bride can be considered a villain, but like they're not villains.
Welcome,
Is this
foolish mortals.
restaurant actually stretching?
Or is it just your imagination?
Or
Okay,
is
so
it your imagination?
was it on Park Trends? Is that who posted about it?
Maybe whatever that one is
Okay.
that always does the pink and blue writing.
Yeah,
and like
I heard from a lot of sources that is clickbait territory. Like
Okay.
that's all they post is their rumors, but they're all just fabricated.
Kind of like me.
Yeah. Well, like you're
Yeah.
at least acknowledging, hey, this
Yeah.
idea I have is an idea. It's not
Yeah.
real. But
Mhm.
what they're doing is
I'd
kind
like
of
it to be real.
it's kind of which is great. Like
Right.
you are completely in a separate category. What I see them doing is TMZ journalism,
Yeah.
where they're like, oh, I'm going to say that Disney said this, and then it's going to go around the internet. It's going to have everyone talking, and then it never happens. And I'm like, guys,
I will say TMZ is always right. Like they've never had to retract a story. They always have whatever.
But I'm saying it's like that kind of gotcha joke.
Yeah,
That
for
kind of
sure. And I fall for it. You know who does it the most? What is it? Inside the Magic.
Mhm.
Every single one of theirs is like.
I still like Mousetrap News where they make up the fake
Oh, those are
stories.
hilarious.
It's always
Yeah.
something
Those are
that's
hilarious.
outlandish.
But that's another one. Like Colton say, they acknowledge it. It's like that satire. You know, Daddy sends it to me all the time, and I'm like, Daddy, that's a satire count. That's not.
Oh, well, that's like my mom who will send me a video and they'll be like, oh my God, look what happened in Kansas. And it's like an alien abduction. I'm like, that is That's literally
That's
All the AI videos.
If my mom
Literally,
tells
yeah.
me one more time that her PayPal's been hacked, I'm like, you don't have a PayPal. You
No,
do
but-
not have the PayPal. She's like, but it's been hacked.
But my thing is this, is that I don't like, so my background is in broadcast journalism, which is why I'm so comfortable making videos, talking to people, whatever. And the problem I have now is that no one cites anything. No one actually has good sources. No one has, and they just
Agreed.
throw it out there and it gets everyone riled up, everyone buzzing. And then, especially if you're a Disney fan, don't tell me things that will never happen.
Right.
Like that I can't stand. I'm like,
Mhm.
because one, the Haunted Mansion in Villains makes no sense because the whole concept of a Haunted Mansion is that the ghosts aren't evil. Like
Right.
they're not
They're just
mean. They're
spirits,
not.
yeah.
They're just having a hoot and holler. They're having a party, and you
They
get
got
to be
together
involved
for
in
a
it.
swinging wake. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and some people, because I think when we talked about it, I had someone else go, well, you know, the movie they just did, there was the Hatbox Ghost, and the Hatbox Ghost is evil. I said, yeah, but that's a separate, like, that's separate from the ride, in my opinion. Or like Constance Hatchaway, that's separate. Like, none of that is connected to me.
I like the first Haunted Mansion, actually, to be honest with you. I like the Eddie Murphy.
With Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Eddie Murphy is hysterical.
Yeah.
Whereas the second one, I was like, I don't like anybody. I mean, Tiffany Haddish
like,
is trying her
I
best.
could
I like
not care
Muppets
about
Haunted
the-
Mansion too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But like, I just feel like if you're gonna do a restaurant in Villains Land, it should be an actual villains restaurant. Because I feel like that's a cop out. Like I agree.
Even if you just did a villain's pub, like it's just something where they would go to hang out. That's what I've said.
Like, well, we already
Villain's
have,
Tavern. Yeah, it's like that's what you do.
because they already did the Pirates of the Caribbean, so you can't do Captain Hook, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
They already have Tiana, so you can't really do Dr. Faciliers. I said the only thing, if you're not going to do Hades, because I think your concept is like a bar and grill,
Underworld.
right?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, you could do that, and it could be kind of like Pirates, where it's a boat ride, and you can have the restaurant, and then you could do like an underworld ride, or you could do like the Queen of Hearts Wonderland. You could do something like that, or
It's such a myth that that's nowhere in there. Like that'd be such an easy sell. And Kelly from Three Sisters to Disney had said Scar Bar. Like
oh, that'd
something.
be cool.
that
So it's
would
like
be-
barbecue. It's like barbecue, eat with your hands.
Yeah, it's like
that
the
would be
elephant
good.
graveyard kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
I
even
like
if you don't do a ride for Yzma, even though I think the only ride you should do is Yzma's.
Well, Yeah, the pull the lever thing. It's
But you
been
could
said,
get the
yeah.
drinks, and they're all in those little beakers. And that
Yes.
would be-
Like Yzma's Laboratory.
Do you have one of those? Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh, I thought it was like the big one that they sold at the park. I was like,
Yzma's Laboratory would be an amazing one for sure. But yeah, so in that note, so on that note, what do we feel like? What if we sacrificed, let's say, Harbor House, and they put a Haunted Mansion bar or restaurant there? Do we like the idea of a Haunted Mansion bar or restaurant coming to Disney World, even though we know they have
a better job than they did with Beak and Barrel, though.
But here's my thought. Here's my thought. Or do we all agree we would rather see news stories told? Because there's so many characters that don't have a story being told. Would we rather see something new?
I will say this: if they did a Haunted Mansion restaurant, it would give me security that they will never remove the Haunted Mansion, at least for the next few years.
be so
Because that's
stupid
always
then.
my fear. That's always my fear, is that they're gonna get rid of these touchstones of Disney culture because it's not.
That's how I feel about Carousel of Progress.
Yes, I mean, Carousel Progress should never be touched. It's
Never.
if out of all the rides, I've even said this, shoot me in public, I don't care. But if you had to get rid of all of them, except for one that Walt actually worked on or was an original concept of Walt, Carousel Progress needs to stay. Small World can go. I do not care. Take it away. But I think if you do a restaurant for Haunted Mansion, it should almost be Madame Leota themed. Like, I think that's where it's like you're going to center it
Mystic
around.
Arts.
Yes,
Mystic
like
Arts kind
where
of thing,
she kind of it's like the otherworldly vibe, and some of the stuff is like it's floating in the air.
Well, the thing in Magic Kingdom, they should have, like, as they're expanding past, world past Thunder Mountain.
Mhm.
How do you not have like Tiana's Place or something there if it's going to be near Splash Mountain? Because you could have it's an easy restaurant put in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
I
simple
think
to
what
do.
Disney forgets too is that people want to step into the movies. That's immersion is what we all talk about. So if you have things like you just said, Wonderland, stepping into there's so many places outside of Disney to do that. Maybe that's what holds them back is, tea places and stuff, because people love the idea of stepping into that. When we were kids, the Honey I Shrunk the Kids playground, it was like, I'm stepping into the movie. I'm doing this. I don't know why they don't do more concepts like that. And they're giving us like a skin instead of an immersion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Missy too about taking out the cars over there.
Yeah.
The Tomorrowland Speedway. I was like, because I'm done with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen that ride full ever, like ever.
It used to be when I was a kid. Everybody's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you can drive a car." Now it's not
There was
impressive.
way
That's
less
not
stuff.
impressive.
But
in
here's the
Disney.
deal: it's the same experience when you go to ride the Star Wars Smuggler's Run. Like, no one wants to be behind the wheel with the kid that's like,
No, that was my first and only time on it. Was my son was a pilot.
if I'm in line and there's two little kids that are going to be the drivers, I'm like, can I please get into another group? Because
That's also nobody wants to be like, what is like the engineer? Here, press this button. Bing,
No,
this is
I
great.
literally was that one time with like two kids that they literally said, this, you're going to go up, you have to go down. And they explained it to them, and the kids are like, I got it. And then when they went in there, it was like Wild Toad's ride. And I'm in the back, like, I'm doing everything I can to help. Ugh.
It turns it into mission space.
Oh, yeah, I was miserable.
I rode that ride for the first time. It was the opening. It was the media event night at Galaxy's Edge, and I rode that. But Disney Parks and Experience was filming on the ride, so the people in there, they had cameras set up. So I got in there. It was me and my daughter, and we were sitting in the ride and doing all this stuff. And they're like, "Here, say whatever you want." I was like, "You don't want me to say whatever I want. You won't be able to use it." It's like, "But we'll send you the footage." So I have that somewhere of us riding the ride. But it was a lot of fun.
And like Missy said, it's in full sun, so it's so hot. And the thing is, there are plenty of places a kid can experience driving a go-kart or something. That's not like something that Disney is like, oh my God, I got to go to Disney so I can drive this little go-kart around. You can
And
do
slamming
that
into that rail every 2
The
seconds.
only thing I would do is if you're going to keep it, I would renovate
Cars.
it to be Sugar Run from
Yes,
Ralph.
Sugar Rush. Yeah, much
Wreck-It
better.
Ralph, where it's cleaner, it's sleeker. It almost has. I would be totally fine if they take away the whole you're driving and it turns into kind of a Epcot, the test track kind of thing, where it's like you're driving but you're not really driving. But I would like it if they revamped it like you're in the arcade game. That would make sense.
That'd be fun. That's a good idea.
Great.
I
Great.
love it. Josh, it looks like your name is Jafar because you still have that on the screen. It just looks like that. That just looks like
You're
that's-
wearing red. You're
You know,
wearing-
I like to cosplay a bit.
Yeah.
whatever.
But for me, I think in that area, because that area is all kind of, isn't it through, I can't remember, Liberty Tavern and all that. It's kind of that area. It's like, that whole
Liberty Square.
Liberty Square, that whole space, it just feels like we haven't fully realized the concept. Like we don't really know what we want here.
Yeah, it is.
And
The
that's-
lead.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's why I think, was it this show where y'all said if we took out the President's Hall of Presidents and replaced it with the Hamilton?
Anything?
That was Callie's idea.
Okay.
Anything?
Yeah, I'm like, I like that because at least it incorporates new IPs ish that Disney owns, and you're still keeping some beloved characters. Because the only reason I go down that way is strictly
Air
for
conditioning.
Haunted Mansion, and then I leave. That's literally all. Like I don't do anything.
And also, Haunted Mansion just feels so weird in the theming of that. I guess it's because of the style of the building, but it is so weird that like it's like, oh, and then Liberty Square, Haunted Mansion. It just never felt like a real fit, and it is really the only attraction in
it's more time
there
period
besides
kind of
Hall
stuff.
of Presidents, obviously. But the only one anyone goes to, I would say, is that. And it's so weird because I'm really curious. I haven't looked on the drawings where the entrance to Piston Peak is going to be, because I feel like if the entrance to that is I hope that the entrance to that is in Frontierland, because that ride just seems to like make
I will
more
say
sense.
this: if they're gonna do cars, Disney, go full throttle, do planes, do that movie that you did, because we know you did it. You pretend like you didn't do it. You thought you were gonna build this cinematic universe of cars, and that bombed so hard. I want you to have planes in this because you made that. You forced it down our throats.
Well, on that note, we love talking Fifth Gate. We all talk about it. I stand firm. I wish Villains had just been a whole Fifth Gate, because I feel like it would never end what you could bring in. There's villains that are funny. There's villains that are scary. There's so many stories you could tell.
Mhm.
But if it weren't villains, do you have an idea of what you would have loved to have seen Fifth Gate be if Disney ever did a Fifth Gate?
I think if they did a Fifth Gate, strictly, I have two ideas. I think it should have either been fully Pixar, and it would have just been the world of Pixar with all their Pixar characters under one hub, because it seems a little weird to go from Tower of Terror to Toy Story, or Star Wars to Toy Story. It seems a little weird to me. It seems like we're mixing worlds together when they, the thing I loved about Universal's Epic Universe is that these gates were strictly that world.
Yes,
And
portals,
yeah, portals. And you go, or I personally would do a Disney Princess park where it's like, these are all the Disney princesses in one singular location. It's kind of like the Royal Kingdom. Now I know some people would say, well, isn't that Magic Kingdom? And I'm like, Magic Kingdom is Cinderella's world. But imagine a world where it's like, it's kind of like Far, Far Away in Shrek. Like, oh, this is Cinderella's castle. This is Jasmine's castle. Oh, love that. Like, and you get to see them in their own little world. Or yeah, I think Pixar mostly. I'm like, put Pixar in one.
I like that idea. I would also love the idea of seeing something that was a park of like immersive neighborhoods, not just themed lands. Like, and maybe that sounds like what they're doing at Hollywood Studios, that it's like, oh, Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story. Like, but really think about like neighborhoods, like in Zombies, right? The Zombies franchise we've talked about, like Zombieland and like Storybrooke, or then it's like if it is Arendelle and it's like the full like walking in, because I feel like the problem is Disney has yet to give us in a while something that really felt like what people feel like in Harry Potter. When people go to Harry, they feel like they are in that movie. It was very smart of them to force you to buy 2 tickets because they put it, between, so people really feel like they're there. I think there's not enough of walking in to an area, a neighborhood, and feeling like, wow, this is what it would feel like to be in that movie.
Well, you know what I miss? Because I'm pretty sure both parks took him out, or at least Disney World took him out. I miss that area where it was Mickey's house, Minnie's house.
100%. Yes, when it was Mickey's Toontown Fair. It was
my idea for a Fifth Gate, and I've said this for a while, I would just kind of something along the lines of the Boneyard, but it would be the old rides that got taken out of Disney previously. So it's kind of like where they go after the parks take them out, they go into that park. So you still have the ride, but it becomes this entire park.
Here's the deal. If I could
start with Horizons.
If I could bring back one ride from the dead, it would absolutely be Alien Encounter, because here's my thing. Kids need trauma. Kids need trauma. These kids nowadays, these kids are like, oh my God, Tower of Terror is so scary. I'm like, yeah, Tower of Terror can be scary, but were you in a room with a alien that got out?
The first iteration of Alien Encounter 2, where it was the one where they were like, we have to tone this down. That version, not the Stitch version either. I'm like,
no,
just
Stitch,
the first existing one.
Stitch was just annoying because it was like, I'm burping in your face and you can smell chili dogs. Whereas Alien Encounter, I think
mental torture.
I pooped, peed, vomited all of it in one sitting, because
let's bring that back
after you. Don't sit in Colton seat.
Yeah. Well, my mom's like, it'll be a great time, and then I'm like violently like, and I'm sorry that like I didn't do number 1, I didn't do number 2, I did a number 3. And I just personally think kids
sees
don't
the future
understand.
With excess.
And here's the deal. This is what will make it extra scary. The reason they haven't put anything in that section of the park is because the construction ordinance is so bad that they would have to gut all of that out and fix Cosmic Sam's because there's black mold everywhere. And I think it would be scary to put a kid in a ride with the alien breaking out, violent, and then you also have black mold. Yay!
It keeps on giving. I would love to see the rides. I'd love to see come back. Or obviously, we always say Horizons. Like Horizons was the sequel to the Carousel of Progress. It was iconic. Loved it. But also great movie rides. Like I would love great movie rides come back. As somebody that always wanted to grow up
And
to
the
be a movie
Hunchback
star,
show.
loves old Hollywood. That's why I will say Jollywood was such a fun night doing Jollywood nights, because it really did embrace that old Hollywood vibe as opposed to what we kind of lost at Hollywood Studios a little bit about it.
Did you see those statues that they
Yes,
had? And people were like, are these the statues for the great movie ride?
Right. And
Oh
also
my
up
God.
close, their faces are kind of terrifying.
Was
I-
Footlight Parade or something like that? They were.
Yeah,
There's
Footlight
one at
Parade.
Recycling the Magic. They have one there too, like that store that's in Florida.
I
There's
would
one.
also bring back Osborne Family Christmas Lights.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Burn Galaxy's Edge to the ground. I don't care. I told you. That is my thing. Remember me during podcast party? Osborne Lights.
Because nothing says Merry Christmas like two siblings that faces are pulled back so hard that they can't even emote anymore. And I loved when I would be like, oh my God, it's snowing, and you put your tongue out and it's so I love it.
The good old
Yeah.
days. Even now, though, they
Osborne
could
family.
easily.
Oh yeah.
They could do that at least on Sunset Boulevard. They could do
Yes.
the buildings there and
Oh,
just
absolutely.
drape them. It's Christmas lights. Disney can afford it. Cover the buildings. Like there's things they can buy, even though they donated those lights. Like there's a way, but that was magical. Disney doesn't have. We talked about this recently. There is no current wow factor Christmas decoration like there used to be. It used to be the Cinderella Dream lights at Magic Kingdom, and it was Osborne Family lights at Hollywood Studios. Right now, like what is the wow factor Christmas? It's the glimmering greenhouses, obviously, is the best you're gonna get. But there's really nothing that's like wow, magic Christmas.
They should just put a giant Christmas tree at the end of like Hollywood Boulevard or something, or like when you first come in. It's like, when you go right in front of.
I do love the
did
one
big
on the
hat.
lake.
I'm like, might as well put a huge Christmas tree there.
Well, I think the things I would revamp a lot of like the Christmas stuff is, especially the fireworks show when you light up all Magic Kingdom, it looks great. Yeah, instead of Tinkerbell flying down, I personally feel like it should just be Walt Disney, just like in a suit, just like flying down,
Like
literally.
in a coffin. Everybody wave.
And then all you just hear is like, here relives the memories of the past. And he's just like, yay.
It all started with a mouse.
He's like, dun, 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 dun. And then cigarettes fall down from the sky.
Oh
You're like,
my-
oh my God, yay.
Raining cigarettes. Something else I knew we had wanted to. Something else I knew we'd wanted to touch on while we have you is what you had posted on your stories yesterday. I told you I thought we should talk about that here, which
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
the idea that Netflix taking Warner Brothers catalog, and also just even the idea of, because I agree with you, is this new, it's almost like the version of fast fashion. It's like fast film.
I'll
And
be
it's
shocked
these
if that gets
things,
past the
'cause when they
Justice
first came out, Netflix first started doing movies, was
Yeah.
like any of the streaming services, like HBO Max, obviously doing Game of Thrones, that they really were putting it, some of these things you're waiting for. But it is a little nerve-wracking, these mergers sometimes, and what we're going to get out of it. Because when you said MCU, that was the first thing I thought of. Disney Plus, I feel like hurt the MCU in a lot of ways, because all of a sudden it was like, well, now we can just start throwing out streaming content of it instead of movies in the theater. And that I feel like hurt them greatly.
So as of now, I know that 3 major unions are trying to stop the purchase. So they have SAG-AFTRA, I think they have Writers Union, and they have something else that is like actively fighting this agreement. So I don't think it is officially gone through yet.
Right.
I think they are just saying this is
No,
our intent. This
Justice
is what we're
Department
doing.
will gonna be like this.
Yes.
Smack, ain't gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Well, because my fear is the worst thing we can do is lose the theater experience. That I think the more we isolate ourselves, that is a breeding ground for people forgetting that we're actually similar to one another. We have similar experiences, we have similar commonalities, the more you separate yourself from the community, whether it's your friends, family, or even strangers, it creates this dissension. So like and I know someone will be like, that's super dramatic to talk about movies. No, but like imagine, and like how many times were you in a theater that was fully packed? Like I in recent times, I'm thinking Wicked, I'm thinking Barbie, I'm thinking like Marvel.
Endgame. We seeing Endgame in the theater.
Planes.
Where everyone, yes, yeah, planes.
We remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm will keep it a Pepperidge Farm self, if you know what I mean. But like being in that room with a bunch of people that were like honed in on the screen, quiet as a mouse, because we were so excited to see this content. And I just feel like if Netflix does take over, one, they're talking out of their backsides because they're saying like, oh, we won't get rid of theaters. Yes, you will, because you would have to pay each theater that profit, and you're not going to do that.
And then they're like, said the guy who controls Netflix said he's like people would rather watch stuff at home. That's what his whole vision.
When he went on and said, "Oh, Barbie and Oppenheimer would be just as popular on Netflix if not in the theater," that is full crap, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but you're not pumping out a Barbie. That you have not pumped out a Barbie.
Have you ever seen the movie?
Popular on Netflix, Tiger King. That's the kind of stuff that's popular.
You're all locked down at the time. That's why everybody watch it. Have you ever seen the movie Radio Days? Have you ever seen the movie Radio Days?
I don't think I have, no.
It's a great movie. I think it came out like in the 80s. Seth Green was like very little in it, but
he's always little. He's very tiny.
Yeah, but it's a great movie, like takes place like in the past time. But one of the things I love is that in that movie, his like aunt and uncle take him to like Radio City to see a movie.
Yeah.
And it's like the idea that was like what my mom always talks about back in the day, like when you would go to downtown Baltimore when it wasn't what it is now. And she's like, it was such a big deal. You got dressed up, you put your gloves on, your hat, and you would go see the displays in the windows. And so seeing
how to play jacks down by the soda fountain.
Things have gotten more expensive, but the quality has gone down. If theaters can just, like so many of them do now, like the dinner and a movie experience, I love doing it. Or they got rid of jamming so many people into the theater, and they've made these much more spacious where you have a little more like not seeing everybody right in front of you.
I do love the fact you can select your seats now, because back then if you got to the theater late, you're like, oh, there's that one seat. The movie started, and you're like,
I remember seeing a movie like this in the front row. Yeah.
Oh, I will go full Karen now, because when I show up and they're like, oh, we wanted to sit here, but our seats were over there. Can you change it? No, like I bought this seat. Like, get up. Like no, we're not playing those games. I will say this. The only thing is that I do believe people have forgotten how to have etiquette in the movie theater, because there have been some times where I'm like, guys, I'm going to say this kindly to you. This is not your living room. So like when you come here, keep your shoes on. Don't take your shoes off. That's disgusting. This is, I don't want to smell your your toes and your, all that stuff. And then two, don't talk. Like, I'm sorry, but like when you go to a theater, this is a difference than me being like, I'm talking like I've heard full-blown conversations during a movie, and I'm like, y'all need to leave. Y'all need to go.
I only do that if I'm the only person in the theater, and that's the best part. I'm like, we have the whole theater to ourselves. Great.
And I will say, most of these conversations, and I'm going to sound like a boomer, even though I'm an elder millennial, most of these issues are with kids.
So, I agree 100%. So I went years ago. Me and my buddies were all fans of like the Ocean's 11, the remake. We loved that movie. So we were always quoted it all the time. So when
Ocean's 8? You like
Ocean's 12? It was cute. It was cute. It wasn't the same kind of thing, but I didn't mind it.
Doesn't spoil got it.
Well, someone's getting canceled on the show. I didn't know it was me. Anyway, so me and my buddies go to this movie, and we're all bigger guys. So we walk in, we get in this one row, and we sit down, and there's like two kids in front of us, and this kid's on his cell phone, and it's like boom, message after message, and we look down before the movie started, like it's getting in there, we're seeing himself, I'm like, ain't happening. So we tap the kid on the shoulder, and he turns around and sees all of us behind him. We're like, you're gonna put that away right now. He's like, what?
Even on the Disney cruise, Josh and I were there, and these kids, because like teenagers love to roam around on the Disney cruise.
Oh, they were kicking the seat and everything else. I stood up and I was like, you guys gotta go.
Joking me right now? Like it was us and my son, and we're like,
I said, I was like, guys, I'm like, people are trying to watch the movie. I was like, if you're going to stay in here, be respectful. And I was like, if not, leave.
Oh, I mean, I embarrassed my friends, but when Wicked Part 1 and Wicked Part 2 came out, I stood up in the theater and I said, I'm going to say this one time and one time only. This is not your chance to get a Tony. I don't want to hear you. I literally don't want to hear you. I said, and it was the first time it was a bunch of like middle school theater kids. And I was a theater kid. I was a musical theater person. I used to be you. And then I had an epiphany of like, guess what? I'm obnoxious. Probably should tone it down. And so I stood up and I said, I understand some of y'all like love this musical. I've been waiting for this movie for 21 years. And if I hear one peep of a vocal note, I will strangle you as if I am Patrick. He's in Insidious when he chokes out the old woman. Patrick. God, I can't believe. Screw it.
Patrick Dempsey.
No.
Patrick from SpongeBob.
I'm thinking of Will Burton, but that's not it. But we'll move on. But I just am like, guys.
Patrick
like,
Stewart.
No. But I will literally strangle you because I'm like, guys, it's not about you. Like this, I did not come to hear a community theater version of Wicked. I came to hear these people who worked so hard, and this is the first time we're hearing the music, seeing these scenes. I don't want to hear you. And I said, I'm
it's
telling
not
you right
Frozen
now,
sing along. No.
Yeah,
and you say about Haunted Mansion pre-show. It's like
yes, it's like the Disney. I agree with you. It's when people Patrick Wilson, thank you. That's what I'm thinking of. Thank you. But it's like people who go on Guardians and they do the whole monologue. And I'm like, guys, this is not your time to shine. This is not your time to be the funny person in the room. And that's coming from someone who is over the top. Like, know your place.
What bothers me is the part of the pre-show in Guardians when it goes jet black and people are on their cell phones, it lights up the entire room so it ruins the effect. You're like, turn off your phones. You don't need them right now.
I have seen these shows 1,000 times over, and every single time I go in there, I never once quote the whole script. I'm not on my phone because I agree with what y'all agree with. This might be someone's first time, and I would be so remiss if I'm the reason why they have a really bad experience. Yeah. So I just
mouthed the whole thing for Haunted Mansion. Like I don't say anything.
Like you can say it to yourself, but you're not going to be like, "Is this room actually stretching, or is it just your imagination?"
Well,
or like when people are like, "What are those people called?" And that one woman in the back's like, "Alcoholics," and then we shoot her on site.
Is this haunted room actually stretching?
Like, because so if we're going to get really serious, movies was like me and my dad's thing. We would always go to movies. We would always talk about them. He is the reason why I can sit through a scary movie and I don't get phased anymore, because my dad goes, if you can go into a scary movie and critique the acting and critique like the choices in the film and talk about it from like a realistic perspective. So for example, I could go see Halloween and be like, well, that girl's stupid. She ran up the stairs when she should have gone out the front door. Dumb.
Why does everybody always trip?
Yeah. Or like, why do you think you're going to go after 6'5" Michael? He's going to kill you. Like run the other direction. Don't engage. But ever since that, you know, I've been able to watch these movies. And so it's frustrating when you go into a movie and you're like, I'm mindful of everyone else. I'm mindful of everyone else's space. I'm mindful of the noises I'm making. You know, when I went to go see Quiet Place, I wasn't eating chips. I wasn't eating crunchy stuff. Like I literally had popcorn, put it in my mouth, let it dissolve until I swallowed so I didn't make noise. That's how I was in this world. And so it bothers me that there are people that come in and they're like, oh my God, that was so funny. And I'm like, shut up. Like you are a nuisance. So I see from the side of people being like, well, when you're at home, it is a little easier to control your environment. It is a little easier to make it so that it's the best experience. But I'm sorry, there is nothing more emotionally connective than being in a theater in a surround sound way, hearing the music, seeing it like I have some of the best cries in a theater. It could be a good movie. It could be like a funny scene. It can be an emotional scene. And I am just bawling.
I get made fun of by my wife and my daughter constantly because I'm hyper emotional at every movie. So if something's it could be a commercial and I'm like, and she looks over and I got the tears. I'm like, shut up, you heartless people.
When you talk about the theater experience though, and I said about Endgame, I can't tell you how many TikToks I have watched of other theaters' reactions. Like you just can't get that at home. I love watching other people react because it is. I said I was so grateful I saw that movie when it first came out in a crowded theater so you could hear everyone's reaction. Same with Spider-Man No Way Home. I saw that, the only movie I've ever gone to all by myself, because I always go with somebody, but I went by myself and saw it. And I was so excited hearing everyone's reaction to it. So there's something to be said for like the reaction to the movie, but I'm totally with you. The people that shouldn't go to the theater are the people that want to sit and talk and make a nuisance. Let them watch it from home and let everyone who's there. It's no different than if you were watching a play on stage. You wouldn't sit in the theater. Yeah. You're watching Wicked, the musical, and be like singing along and loud and this and this. You would give respect to the actors. So it's like respect in the theater.
And I will say this, the guy from Netflix, I won't even say his name because honestly, I don't care because everything he's saying is.
If you say it 3 times, he'll show up.
Red lines. No, but when he do you like movies at a fast rate? No, but when he got on and he basically was like, all these IPs that we're going to control, you'll get these movies out faster. And I'm like, guys, faster doesn't mean better. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry, but Netflix, well, first of all, it took you four years to get the last season of Stranger Things out. So I don't believe you do anything fast. And then two, it means that if you get something out faster, the quality will be downgraded. So all these people are going to be like, yay, we get these movies faster. And then you're going to see some of the CGI we've been seeing in the most recent Marvel movies that people are panning on. And I'm like, well, that's what you get if you want something faster. So you have to be mindful that you might get something quicker, but the quality is going to be severely downgraded. And also, they're raising their prices for their subscriptions because of this merger.
Yeah.
So you're going to be paying out the wazoo.
And it's a lot of
that.
IPs tied into it, like Game of Thrones, HBO Max. It's got Harry Potter's tied into that. Everything.
Let's
else
also just talk about how streaming was supposed to be, I pay for this so I don't have commercials. It was the same reason people signed up for Spotify and whatever. And then all of a sudden now they've gone, well, you need to pay extra if you don't want commercials. It's like, so wait a minute. I'm paying for something. I don't own it full time because these aren't catalogs. Like even Fuller House, they were like, oh, it's going to leave Netflix. I'm like, but there's nowhere else to see that.
It's
you
also
own it.
going to be the second wave of superhero fatigue because they're going to go through the entire WB catalog with all the DC heroes because DC can't make a superhero movie to save their ads.
I will say this. Someone said, they were like, if you, and I apologize for cutting you off, but they said, if you do Superman, the newest one, I personally believe was a good step forward. I said, okay, I'm on board. I will give this a go.
A 6? Yeah.
But no, I mean, from what they produced previously, it was
prior
better.
things. Yeah, I like parts of it.
Yeah, but what was frustrating is they said, "Oh, well, if they keep moving this, they might not keep Tim or Gunn. Is it Tim? Not Tim Gunn. He's from Project Runway.
James Gunn.
James Gunn. They're going to bring back Zach. I'm blanking on all these names. Snyder. And I said,
Snyderverse. The whole thing with that.
Snyderverse already had his chance, and it didn't do good. So why, like?" It's that stuff that
they
I'm
don't
like,
make good decisions. They don't make good decisions over at Warner. If they had made good decisions, they wouldn't be where they're at. Because Warner, like Zaslav, that owns like Warner Discovery, all that kind of stuff. It's like it's not.
I am going to say though, I did like Aquaman, even though Amber Heard is a terrible actress. What I liked about Aquaman, that DC and what this movie they did better. DC always makes their movies grayscale. It's like very dark and not enjoyable to watch. When you read a comic book, the color is vibrant. And when they did Christopher Reeve,
she's gonna bring up Dick Tracy soon.
Okay, that I do love Dick Tracy because that movie is like from comic book to screen. I absolutely love that movie. Yes, exactly so much. But Superman, Christopher Reeve is my favorite Superman. I love Henry Cavill, but that movie itself, I don't like how they sci-fied Krypton and like some of the weird. I did not like Amy Adams as Lois Lane, so I can't say I love that Superman movie. I just
they kept making Superman weak. It's like that's the thing. It's like stop trying to make him weak.
Well, that's the one thing I liked about this new Superman is that he's not perfect because I think the argument is that Superman could take out anybody, and it's like I liked seeing Superman have flaws and that he was a real
he does, but that was the whole kryptonite thing. It's like it's supposed to have flaws.
But I will say to your point, Gina, I think the whole gritty, dark version of this worked when it was Christian Bale's Batman.
Yes,
if they went from that and built that out, that would have worked in that time period. Because
the Dark Knight stuff was great.
Yeah, everyone was like, more of this. And so I'm like, if you wanted to do dark and gritty, you should have done it then. Now I like the whole kitschy kind of whippy kind of like over the top, like the Superman. I was like, Superman's a dork. Like, I like it. I like that he's nerdy. I like that it's like, I'm kind of punk rock. And it's.
And my take on it, I get 100% what you're saying. My take on it, because Superman is my favorite superhero, always has been, is that I like knowing that he always had the power. He is invincible other than kryptonite. He is like a force to be reckoned with, but he never abused that. And that's what I thought made him so powerful, was that I could kick any of your butts. It's not because, like, I think you can humanize somebody without it having to be their physical strength is the weakness. I think the fact that his, like, heart and the fact that he was so sensitive is what really humanized him. The fact that I love at the end of Man of Steel when Henry Cavill kills Zod and the like scream he lets out because he's never killed anybody before. Like that was not his way. So that's why I prefer Superman being an invincible character prefer him being an invincible character because I like knowing that it's his restraint. It's
Yeah.
not because he's gay. I just felt like this movie, I did enjoy it, but I did feel like it was excessive, the amount of ass kicking. It was like he wasn't very super at all. Like I felt like he was getting his ass kicked all the time in this movie. And it
I
was
just didn't like the fact that Lex Luthor was always in the midst of stuff, like he couldn't be hurt.
also
You're like,
Lex Luthor,
"You're
yeah, he
not
gets knocked
invincible.
out by
You are
Superman and
good."
he got up 2 seconds later.
But I will say this, Nicholas Hoult, it's always on site with him because he plays some of the meanest,
So good.
just annoying
So
people.
good.
And I'm like, I bet you're really sweet in real life, but I will punch you when I first meet you. But also, I think the worst thing Warner Brothers ever did, the day I knew Warner Brothers was cursed is when I saw Gal Gadot is going to be playing Wonder Woman because she's like, Kal-El, no. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
the
please."
amount of times we talked about that when we first started talking.
No.
Kal-El,
Kal-El,
no.
no. I go, oh God.
The worst.
But I'm interested to see how this plays out because I think there's a lot of people that are super against this. And I'm hoping that Netflix hears them and says, you know what, we will step back, or they won't because it's all about money. But I just really hope that it's not a knockout fight. Like it really takes a while for this to go through because, or not, because I'm really worried that the way content is made, the way movies are made, the way it affects people, it's all just going to be.
So here's another side of this, and I've seen some people comment on it because it bears repeating. When these mergers happen, what happens is the company itself that's being acquired is frozen. So when you go through, it's a deep dive and everything. They don't do new things because they can't at the time while they're being acquired. What happens is these can take a year and a half or something and it not go through. The competitor that goes to take them can do all this stuff and keep doing stuff to push forwards, and it holds somebody back. So even they know it's probably not going to go through, especially for that price. It's just not probably going to happen. But they also get to jump ahead of where their competitor is during that time. So there's a whole bunch about that.
But I'll be honest with you, after Stranger Things, what does Netflix really have? Like, really, what does Netflix...
Other than every Adam Sandler movie that they want to put out there, it's going to, through Happy Madison, they'll have things that they can do.
I love watching Grace and Frankie and Kimmy Schmidt.
And they don't have,
because the reason I say that is Netflix has... Their movies are hit or miss. Their shows are good. But the problem is Netflix will literally kill it after 2 or 3 seasons.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're
kamikazing
your own.
Our House is doing great.
Well, look at
season 5, they cut it off.
Look at the IPs like Harry Potter, okay? Remember, Comcast owns Universal. So Universal, the theme parks, everything else, that's under Comcast. And if Comcast was the other bidder in this stuff to say, we want these properties and everything, they're going to still put up a fight again and say, you guys shouldn't have this. And it might affect our business the same way Disney and Universal and all, they're paying that Queen's lease on the characters and they have certain things. But Disney would have to pay Universal an exorbitant amount of money. It's like the entire build out cost of Islands of Adventure for them to get their Disney stuff back. It was like the weirdest kind of stuff, but it's like, they're not going to be quiet about it. Whoever lost in it, and if it's Comcast and everything else, they're going to be like, no, we're not. We're going to make sure this doesn't go through.
But I agree with you that with Warner Brothers, I mean, specifically with the Harry Potter verse, they had so many options, and they picked to make a series about a book that's less than 50 pages. And I'm sorry, but I don't care about Newt Scamander. I don't care about Fantastic Beasts. And you were going to make 5 movies of it. And it's embarrassing that you stopped.
I thought that was a throwaway.
I literally said, you could have done the Founders of Hogwarts. You could have done an early Snape or an early Voldemort Rise to Power. You could have done a Marauders movie, which was James and Sirius as them as kids.
It was a complete opposite of what Star Wars did with The Mandalorian. Because The Mandalorian is probably, I will stand by it saying it's probably the best Star Wars property of all time. I'm like, I liked it that much. And I'm like, you know what? I think that it hit home for me. I was like, you know what? I like this spaghetti Western. Because I thought it was really well done.
Because we were talking about this with Wicked, because they were saying like, oh, Wicked's not done. And I'm like, oh God, guys, like not everything has to be a trilogy series, all this stuff. But I'm like, if you're going to make something, you need to stick super close to the original property that's popular. Because if you try and go outward and do a lot of weird stuff, no one's going to understand, because these books by Gregory Maguire are dark. They're really violent. They're really not for kids. And so I'm like, which book are you going to do? Whereas my thought is, okay, if you're going to do a third Wicked because you just want the money to keep flowing in, do it with about Jeff Goldblum coming to the Emerald City. Like building, that's what you should do. That makes the most sense because it ties to the original story. It's a character that we've seen. We can also have a young Madame Morrible. All these characters we've seen so far, and it makes sense because if you do something completely out of left field for this third movie, we're gonna all look at you being like, why? Like you had an easy formula, and then for the idiots on TikTok that are like, we should do a movie about Dorothy. I'm like, well, it already exists. It came out in 1939. So
you heard of it.
because that was the number one complaint. I was getting so mad about part 2. They were like, I didn't see Dorothy long enough. I was like, that's the whole point, you uncultured swines. Like, Lord.
The red shoe special.
And it was all these like Instagrammers, and I'm like, do you like ruby slippers? We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. No, all these influencers that were like, I don't get why Dorothy wasn't in this. I was like, clearly you're not a fan of Wicked. And if you were a fan, you became a fan a year ago. Like, come on, y'all.
I will be honest. I will be perfectly honest. I'm going to see Wicked. I have not watched Wicked yet. I haven't.
Oh, I spoiled it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't care. I won't remember.
It's only been out for 20-some years to play, so you.
I already forgot what you said, Colton, about it. So I'll be like,
no.
But I will tell you this. I'm actually excited to see it. But there's certain things I love and I still don't get a chance to. When I worked in the comic book industry, I'd have to keep up with the movies because it would be spoiled for me the next day because everybody in that space had already seen it. It'd be the Thursday that it came out, and I'd have to go and make sure I saw it so I didn't get ruined.
Same. I had to see
most of the stuff I knew anyway because I knew the properties. So it was
I think that's also ruining some things too because when Stranger Things came out, I binge watched the first 4 episodes because I was like, I know for a fact the next day there's going to be spoilers everywhere on this.
You can't go anywhere, yeah.
So I went and watched them all, and I kid you not, literally less than 24 hours, spoilers. Everywhere on social media, and I'm like, see, this is why people are getting frustrated. And people
that's what I love when the Russo brothers asked everybody, can you give it 30 days after Endgame? They were like, can nobody post anything, any spoilers? Just give it 30 days for people.
And how people actually did it. People literally took that seriously.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like working in that kind of side of things because we had a toy company, and our toy company had a license with Marvel. But the thing is, to make toys for a movie, you get things sent to you before all that stuff. So if there's a surprise character that other people are going to be surprised by, you're not, because you're like, we just made this action figure or we just made this statue. So we know he's in the movie. We know this person's going to be there.
Travel views by Missy. She said something about K-dramas, which I don't know if you're saying K-pop Demon Hunter. I don't know if that's the same thing or we're talking about a different subject. I will go on that. They have K-pop Demon Hunter.
I know it's probably not that if Missy said it.
Yeah.
It might be because her daughter's in that.
But my thing is that, okay, you had one big hit and then it's going to take you what, 5 years to do the next one? Like it's just, it's not good. It gives me a pit in the depths of my stomach.
Yeah. I think there's nothing worse than when you have a really diehard fandom about something and one of two things, either it's made into a movie and you're like, wah, wah, wah. And I'm talking like I get real specific about certain fandoms. Maybe it's a live action Cinderella and Lily James had brown eyes. It bothered me so much. I was like, why doesn't she have blue eyes? Why does she have blue eyes? And I know that's stupid to anyone else, but to me it was a big deal. Superman, I'm very, very specific about Superman. But the other thing is when they do it right, and people who just jumped on the train have all these thoughts that you're like, you don't get it. Like you just said about Wicked. People being like, well, why didn't they show Dorothy? And you're like, you don't get it. You don't get it. My sister hates when people keep saying the sequel about Wicked. No, forget. She goes, it's not a sequel.
It's literally one.
She's like, it's all one thing. They made it into 2 movies. She's like, just like, Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2. She's like, it's not a sequel. Stop saying it's a sequel. So,
now talking about Twilight, I am in the camp of I would totally be open for a remake of Twilight, but only if Gal Gadot gets to be Bella Swan, because I think that she'd be like, say it out loud. She's like, vampire. Like,
if there's one person who could be a worse actor than Kristen Stewart, it may be Gal Gadot, because Kristen Stewart's acting always sounds like to me like she's trying to poop. Like she's just like she's trying to poop or hold a fart or something. Like I can't help me. I love those movies, but I just actually talked about this last night. My least favorite Twilight movie is Eclipse. That's my
That's
least
my
favorite one.
favorite.
I hate. I love New
Oh.
Moon. I love it could become of Wolf for the first time, and I love the Breaking Dawn ones.
Because it
But
had my favorite Nepo baby, Bryce Dallas Howard. So I
oh
really
yes,
love
yes, yes.
her.
She's also in. She's. I mean, it was very wild for the poor girl that got replaced like
Well,
midway.
she was talking too much to the point where the production company was like, "We're done with you. Get out."
Yes.
Like she was trying too much. I was like, "Girl, other than these movies, what have you been in?"
But
Actually, I'll give you that. You were in White House Down with Channing Tatum for 5 minutes of that movie. That was the only other thing I've ever seen you in. So
that is true. That is true.
I want more of those. Those are the kind of movies that I'm like, bring me more of those where it's like the White House is in trouble. Here's the deal with the economy the way it is, and we're all in this tension. That's the perfect time to drop these kind of movies where it's like this random company, Slovakia, has taken over the White House. I'm like, oh no.
I love them. I love Air Force One. Air Force One is like, if that's on, I'm watching it. I would love Harrison Ford to be our president. Like, I love Harrison Ford. I love Jamie Foxx as the president, Bill Pullman from Independence Day, and I love Harrison Ford. Those are my three.
What's the news that Harrison Ford is going to be in a new movie and they're thinking he might be the Carl from the live action.
Oh yeah,
I did
and
see
I
that.
said, this is the casting.
It's just
this
like I
what
want
we're
Tom
talking
Selleck
about.
to be John Progress in a live action Carousel of Progress. I could just see him sitting with his little Niagara Falls fan telling us about it. And
Rover.
Yeah.
I'll
We're calling it Rupert. Red light special John Progress. Hook me up. That's actually my number one.
The only way if they do a live action Carousel Progress, I will fight to be just the voice. You don't even have to show me. In the scene where she goes, "Father, I'm indecent." Like that makes me laugh. That when she's in the little jiggle thing and she's like,
Yeah,
I'm going to the dance tonight.
Babs.
Babs. That line, that is
Write
the
your
only
check.
time. That's the only time in a ride that I will actually shout that out because it is the funniest line. Father, I'm indecent.
It's perfect. Nailed it.
I just feel like Tom Selleck would be so great as John Progress. I said, sitting on his little chair with his Niagara Falls fan, his little bow tie, and telling us how we call sarsaparillas root beers now and like everything. And something called the rat race. I can just see Tom Selleck.
I'm sorry, but I have said this multiple times. Tom Selleck is a human version of a Saint Bernard.
See that, oddly.
Yeah, like very like that is the human version of a Saint Bernard for sure.
Yeah, I dig it.
Just put that little barrel under his neck, and I'm like, yeah, Beethoven. You're Beethoven. I love it.
I feel like this is a great time to drop a promo on the screen, Josh, of something coming up this month, because this is just proof of why this will not be difficult for us. Is our Merry Marathon 8-hour live stream the day after Christmas from 4 p.m. Eastern till midnight live on YouTube. It'll be Josh and I for 8 hours, but we are inviting people to let us know if they want to drop in and be part of it, because people always say 8 hours and we're like, it's really not that hard when you're talking to people that are fun to talk to, because we're almost at 2 hours right now of this. And it flies by when you've got people, that's that's basically twice a podcast party. We end up being a 4-hour podcast party. So live stream, that's building up to Josh and I eventually want to do a 24-hour live stream like we did in our old jobs. But
I remember I had these little villain lights I put around.
Oh yeah, you did.
I love that.
That was just for you. I made those.
You made this special.
Oh
Yes,
my god.
I feel like we could talk.
We could, but I do have to jump off
Yes.
this. But this has been fun. This is
So fun.
everything I knew it would be. Gina and I
100%.
talked about it before. We have such a good time just conversing back and forth. We know we're all kind of personalities of our own, but we knew it would just go off the rails somewhere. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Colton, remind everybody where they can find you and anything else you want to plug or anybody you want to give a shout out to and say hi to, whatever. This is your moment. Take it.
Yes, you can find me in the St. John's Penitentiary. Just kidding. No.
Block Tango.
Yeah, red line special. No. That's gonna follow me.
I love this episode.
May all your days be Olympic medals and on the back say red line special. No, so you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Colton in the Castle. And if you're wanting something for Christmas, put all that Christmas magic out there, because I am in talks. I won't say all the details. I'm in talks to joining someone for a podcast that was on an episode with me for Podcast Party. So we might be starting a show to bring the laughter at a
I
constant
feel
rate.
like I immediately have a guess. I won't say who because I feel like there was a
We're,
lot
we're
of
cooking some stuff up in the kitchen,
Yes,
but we are
I
trying to
feel-
add more magic and more ways to enjoy comedy and laughter. So
We
love it.
love that. We love that so much. And obviously, guys, I know those of you in here now, but those who rewatch the broadcast, like Colton's reels are hilarious. His stories, he's always got something great to say. And, you know,
Like,
we can't
comment,
get enough
and
of you.
share.
Yes, we can't get enough of
smash
you.
that like button. Yes, I did just post a reel, and if you're a big fan of John Hamm dancing sexy in the club, go like it because it's funny.
Because who isn't? Because who isn't?
Yeah.
Yes. But
Oh my
and also obviously, guys, you can find us at BBT Magic Podcast on Instagram, TikTok. For the boomers, we have a Facebook, which is just basically posting from our Instagram. Like we said, we have the Merry Marathon coming up in January. Bring Back the Magic will be coming back for season 2. Very excited. And we have one more episode of Brunch Back the Magic this year. It will be coming back in 2026, but one more episode. And next week's episode, our guest is actually Ken Bruce. And he wrote a book called Before the Bird Sang Words. And it's a Disney book.
And the flowers croon.
And he used to work at, I hope I got that title right. I might have messed up the title, but he used to work at Horizons and World Emotion also. So we're very excited to talk to him. And so it'll be a fun end of the season for Brunch Back the Magic. But we're so grateful for everyone who tunes in each week or watches the replay. It's so fun for Josh and I to have a guest on board. And we knew Colton would be nothing but a riot and fun. And thank you so much. You're the best. We love you.
Thank you, thank you,
Absolutely.
thank you. And yes, Colton, thank you. Everybody who's in the chat, thank you for joining us. This has been a very fun episode. I'll be watching it again, I'm sure, at some point, just cracking up later. But our time is done here, guys. So be well. Have a great Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Please watch your head and step as you exit the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, Bob.